ahwefo nyina chi emamo akwaba adeshimama edemoba XTV eso ene anopai ene eye efiada bosomi June da etoso dunson oboade adawroma ene anopai so no ensem a yensa kan ede afi oman Ghana mu ene enkrofo aman so a yabosane so ne nyina so na eho ate ne edikan ne editie no ena yede ba besom ahwefo nyina se X no nsia bremu kaseyebo mi amidi dwumadie enho chiame no bidin ede Michael OFORI ATTA Moat ensem titiri we won semfo emu bi ene se Owura Alote Jacobs a wono so enkane na oye Central Regional Chairman Edema NDC Amanyoko no echiremu se Finance Minister Ken OFORI ATTA onyedin emfemfi National Cathedral ensensem no ho NPP osunu kokruku Amanyoko no so me no ekase die nomination will be edema aspirant nyina no omatumi ede ni nyina ede aba na wieye eno nti hye no enso saranso na osroafo a wohwe enyinamonsem ne eye fango ensem so abedi akire ede atudwa se ade a yen dollar no sene ekutia yen Ghana cedi no ani sika hodo no ewa mansen dwa so no eka ho bi nei petrol prices no etumi ehuri akosoro wei ene ensem titiru a edikan editie no na yaboboa no se yede ba besom ahwefo X no nsia kaseyebo afi jebere na yemfa ensem ni mu enchiremu enfamremo ye shase de ana ye shase e de afi NPP Amanyoko no aso ye me no ekase mu na watwi mu no na ya de a be ye na wekọ na watwi mienu ni no wo bi akwanya e de to ho e de ma party ne emaya ene no wo nyina wo pre dibre e wo National Delegate Congress eno so no wo betumi aye no me no ekase no o matumi abie ni nyina e ma no so no Amanyoko ni ma wo pese wogina for National Chairman ne organizer ene ne ekeka hu nyina no obi atumi akopeke na ye ne forms e de bibia nso e de akọ na eno enom de aba betu jase sa nomination na obi ye no watumi e de ni nyina e de aba na wieye se ne be ya obi biara watumi apeke forms ni bi e pre dibre ahodo o Amanyoko ni mu nyina no omu betumi ahwe na won nyina nso no atumi edi emraso na omafele on force ni obi bia nso e de aba na wieye yentie ensem no mu enchiri mu se ne won de wodwumadi ni nyina no e de ba wieye no
enti suma masum party no mehu de baby yerkon waka 2024 no dey break cycle bi Ghana dey be 8 years na NDC aba na MPP aba but dey break cycle na me just there there is innovation boom
asese nyina e kan ho bom eya dwumaden e ma party timi jane na so
ya be hwe na ya mabuni no ya mfa ya into minister DCE CEO ya fe into pani bia so ta bi amwa yan ya bota ya tutu no se ya ba ba kire ya nuano mo se ne yi nam me hu sika ni bia ho Ghana ha o so ya ba yan adwuma da bi me school be for 5 years ni se me school for 5 na me ya ba yan adwuma aka me busu aka tia ya dey say ka counters kura me timi ngo it I believe say me nuano na ya shamu and obi a o hwe na o tie mi ka bia no yen take your own destinies into our own hands.
Nasarano, it is not about try and error. No. It is about those that have experience. And inshallah, Abdulaziz Haruna Futa on the 16th of July, inshallah, I will be crowned again as a national Nasara.
And 9 for fraud, a Juma for fraud, yes, I say, yeah, the win 2024. Me Ellen, me aye. Omo and consider no one share MPP daching. Nemye esese emaye ye ewo party nim a ye de be win 2024.
We eye NPP Amanyoko ne mani bia won so na etumi nya akwanya na wakofa forms na oma submit bibia ade akọ na wieye a nei no ama won dwumadi ni na no etumi aba wieye no bra dwumadi ni aba wieye na won nyina so no ede won forms na ekọ ye no na wade ano nsem etumi ade tudwa kwanya won nyina no wo pre dibre na wo fa so ebreki eye de 8 no eno ho nsem ene no so no wetumi ahwe ni nyina no afi mayemra eye former Central Regional Chairman Edema NDC Amanyoko Owura Alote Jacobs me no ekase de ubepie oman Ghana mu dia ensem a edi ahi ewo oman yi mu no eye National Cathedral Ghana mampani na adodankwa Ekufuado His Excellency eye nadwen se obesi ede ama Yankopon isanse wa hye Yankopon obose se oboa no mani bedi mampani a obesi National Cathedral yi ede ahye nyame anionyam na sansemi no eye ade a eba ye no enye nne na mu beye bosumi mu anase bosumi ahyese no ene beto odwa se fotosanfo ede ma oman Ghana honorable Ken OFORI ATTA wono eye finance minister no etumi akọ Ghana futuo mu ekoyi sika boten 25 million Ghana cedis se wonfa nkọhye National Cathedral omampani ankasa ene na pamfo so epese wosi ede hye nyame ene onyama eno no enye oman no priority no na ensemi ebeto odwa no eyade a Ghana fo dodo na no ene etumi akire won adwen a won so no ebi mu efwa so ebi nso emfwa sa ensemi so na Central Regional former chairman edema eye NDC amanyoko Owura Aloto Jacobs nso no akasa ede afa ensemi ho na wakire mu empanimfu e wo ho se adwumadi ehu nyina no obi akasa ono ebi mu enya adwen ebi num nso ono eye adwen na mum Owura wono eye fotosanfo edema oman mechire Ken OFORI ATTA finance minister no sa ensemi no ne nchirechire mu a ode ba beto dwa wo bra na nipa bebre epe hunu nienti a ogina so call Ghana futuo mu ekoyi sika boten 25 million cedis se one function National Cathedral no opening na wotwetwa mu wotumi edimu nchiremu ebeto dwa se sika no eyade a ode akwa akohyemu a ebeboa na National Cathedral no etumi akonanimu afi nso no eyade a obehwe se sika no okwan biara aban no ebefa so atete na eso aba omane emfaso no ombesanso disika no akwafa anase akwato ne yibre baabi na ewo no eno ena Owura Aloto Jacobs se Ken OFORI ATTA ni nchirechire mu asabe ode beto odwa no enyade a eto asomu enti ebeye ya sansem kra no wanka na no ntum wo ho sanka osusu se wanka sampo a nka ebia ye na nchire mu ode bae ne de sebe ento asomu yentie eye former NDC Central Regional Chairman Owura Aloto Jacobs.
Gardner, whether we are becoming an accursed nation. There from 2016, 2017, as if we are aimless. You a sense of direction. Anyway, don't you can. The man cathedral committee were elected secretary now. Okakana Azam the government invested in the National Mosque. Not there for him to have come out to say this. And do you know the harm it has caused this government? No, why you are not a research person. Well, you don't know your left from your right. Quickly by this morning, as secretary to the board, he should be removed. Yeah, in some maybe here you are no Muslim clerics. Then you want to go and provoke them. One kasa wa lobby through the chief imam. One Turkish government. ABC National Mosque. You are going to tell people there government need investments. Or one assassin ya Abanize. In fact, Kanda area Wazi Bakawukudi one. On Tinoma in the Ewu Madina, Aye Krukasi. Because from some years back in no Nima 441 Adinya, that is the area they stay. Ntino Kanda. Na issue in there. I will agree with our cardinal. Ne bonfire there. Government have flip-flop on the issue of this cathedral. And see, it will be better for Ken OFORI ATTA to keep quiet and not to talk about it.
Absolutely.
And even Sir Abanipo withdraw there was suspended idea. They should have consulted with the people of this country. Just statement in there. Most workers a PE in Abang, Yaya doing there. You arrest the construction of the cathedral for a while. Now you have further consultations. Ghanaians will buy into it. Gardner.
Former chairman Edema NDC Amanyoko no ewo mfimfini mantem Owura Aloto Jacobs ena nanso no weti nanum nsem no isanse mpanin se kakum yeti edifree aboa okweku enumu yemfa ono ne nsem no ensu e na afa yenkopie mu ewo osoafo abedi akira wono ena hwe ye fango ene nsem so Owura wono so no nidin edi Mohammed Amin Adam wono ena me no ekase no wekopie mu ewo Ghana mrahye bedwa mu ekoyi ensem ano edi afa ye fango a me no ekase no me kire oban Ghana mu ukopie mu ne bo no da ne da no hria na ehuri ekosoro osofo yi ekopie mu ewo eye the floor of parliament no odensem editudwa ese ne ama ene no ubepie mu oman Ghana mu a ye petrol bo no hria na ehuri ekosoro no eno nyina ne se yensi di no ahoden ewo amansan adwa so no editia dollar euro any pound sterling no eyade ewo fompa yi a na entumi enko entia kwasi buroni kokko esika no enu nti no eyade a odi esi ne no ede ko amansan adwa so se ode ko akodi eye petrol no enho nkomode a na chese ya hoden no ba ne se eba fom na eba ne san so pe timamufuo na ekotia eboa ema no so no anase emwa me yesika no entumi nyira ne nanso nti no ema yen yesika no na da ne da no ode ba fango nsem ni mu a ekosoro etia yen sei na okirikiri mu ewo mrahye bedwem.
Mr. Speaker, the global oil market is currently characterized by the ongoing geopolitical tensions, post-pandemic challenges, supply chain issues, and rising inflation. There have been recent reports of diesel shortage and severely depleted distillate fuels inventories across North America, Europe, and Asia. The rapid resumption of passenger aviation as quarantine restrictions are lifted is also worsening the shortage because jet fuel comes from the same parts of the refining stock as diesel. Shortages are affecting gasoline as refineries adjust their equipment and attempt to boost output of distillate and jet fuel, cutting into their ability to make gasoline. Sanctions and boycotts on petroleum export from Russia, a major exporter of distillate, especially to Europe, are reducing availability even further and intensifying upward pressure on fuel prices. Under the current deregulated regime in Ghana, where government is not responsible for determining the prices of petroleum products, particularly for gasoline, gas oil, and LPG, rises in petroleum product prices on the global market and the depreciation cost of Ghana's cedi against the US dollar are passed on directly to the end consumer. On the domestic front, the oil importers have to compete for forests in the open markets to import petroleum products, which they mostly get at very high rates. Since the exchange rate is a major component of the price of petroleum products in Ghana, its market behavior also reflects the significant price hikes. Measures in place by government to mitigate the effects of the price surge. Effective from 1st April 2022, government reduced margins in the petroleum price build-up by Ghana pesos 15 pesos per litre for the next 3 months. The details are as follows. 1. Post margin is reduced by 2 pesos per litre. 2. Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund, the UPPF margin, was reduced by 9 pesos per litre, and fuel marking margin reduced by 1 peso per litre. And finally, number 4, primary distribution margin reduced by 3 pesos per litre. To help stabilize the prices of petroleum products, the government instituted a temporary forest cover for oil imports through the Bank of Ghana. Upon implementation, this arrangement resulted in an immediate release of $190 million through an FX option to bulk import distribution and export companies, that's the BIDEX, to assist them in clearing their letter of credits at that time. The forest cover is supposed to guarantee at least 50% of the forest demand required for product imports within the arrangement duration, thereby reducing.
Oswafo ebedi akira wono enehwe enyinamonsem eso Honorable Mohammed Amin Adam and ono so no ogina the floor of parliament na enrade no otumi eyi nsem ano edefa petrol prices a eno ubepie mu ewo oman Ghana ne bo no da ne da no kwa na eko animu no na ode emu enchiremu ede aba no na MP ede ma Gomua West Richard Jan Mensa wono na ye mrahye bedwani ede ma omanfo ewo Gomua West wono na no so no opese obehu ne entia sa nsemi ekoso ne entia ene no Ghana fo bebre eja won cars ne ade kora ho na omuntumi emmedwuma ebi mo so kora de sika wode befro car kora ede aba kromu no ade ekonkan afi drivers na nkase mu nso no ade petrol prices no so no dodo na entumi nto a impo individuals e workers nyina no apaki won de ede asifie na ono so no epese obehu ne aban eye ede afa ho na obisa ensem no oychide mu enchiremu sei ene de ma centrofo
actually brought about any gains to us, because we can see that the mentioned reduction of 15 pesos on the petroleum margins or the levies, and also government also providing some forex for the BDCs. And this has been implemented since April. And what we witness every day, and every pricing window, we still see prices going up. As of today, a diesel is at 12.35. That is 12.35 per liter. Petrol is at 10 cedis per liter. And this prices, if you look at the international markets, how the trend or the outlook, it looks like the prices are still going to go up. So, from the minister's response, it clearly shows that the ordinary Ghanaian should brace himself for price increments, and this I think is going to bring about a lot of suffering to everyone here. So I'm calling on government. This call, one way or the other, can also be an appeal that if government can attend to this issue critically. One, if we look at the role BOSS play in terms of our petroleum sector, BOSS is supposed to store products in anticipation of maybe international market price or also anticipation of shortages. As it stands now, BOSS is operating as a private sector, charging prices which are automatically transferred to the ordinary Ghanaian. So now I am appealing that if government can actually waive off the BOSS margin which is in the pricing, this one way or the other will reduce the price. And also if BOSS is able to store enough products. Storing enough product means that even in the next few weeks, let's say in the next window, if prices are to go up and we have enough product that can take care of us within now to the next 2 weeks, that would also help the situation. Also, the other side of it is in government's response or the minister's response. He made mention of the effect of the currency depreciation, and I can clearly say that to me, the currency depreciation is the major cause of the price hike now. The currency depreciation. So the best way government can help the ordinary Ghanaian is to put in place effective measures to arrest the rapid depreciation of the cedi. I believe that if that is done, it would help solve this. It will help hold the situation for a while.
Them to the answers to your question.
I would want to when we look at the response from the minister, the minister's response, he made mention that the government is providing a forest cover of about 50% to the BDCs. Now, in the same response, the minister made mention that as of now, government can only provide about 30% forest cover. So to you, so it means that even government's own projection, there's a shortfall of 20%. And what also means that the BDCs or the importers of petroleum products have to also bear that 50%, the other 50% extra. As it stands now, plus the shortfall, so 70%. So if the businessman have to take this 70% shortfall, how is he going to take it? He will automatically transfer it to the ordinary Ghanaian. So we are also calling on the government, if at best they should try to even maintain the 50% projection that they have actually also given or they have stated as being implemented. As it stands now, I believe that these two measures, if government is able to work with
Gomua West, Honorable Richard Jan Mensa, and also no Ninsema or the Quada in Parliament, Edema Energy Ministry, no, Yano Eba, Yano, one also, Etumi, Achere, Nadwin, Ewo Hono. Afe mayamra oman Ghana mu yɛda so gyina ɔman Ghana nsɛnsɛm mu no nhwehwɛmu kakra aba beto dwa sɛ ɔdoma nko a bo ade ne nsu a ɔtɔ edi free ɛyɛ ɛsoro ɛde ma nipa ma ne nom no me no ɛkasa yi de nipa bebre esunso sɛ ɛsunsunsanso no anase ɛwɔ sunsunsanso bɔne bi ɛwɔ nipa so nanso ɔpani baako a ɛba abɔdeɛ mu nyansapa wabin pa wɔ mu ɛwɔ Kwame Nkrumah University a wɔno ɛyɛ professor ɛyɛ ɔsɛe akoto nso no akyerɛ nadwen ɛde afa ho sɛ ensu a ɔdoma nko a ɛde kyɛ adasan ne wiase nyinaa ama yɛ no a ɔtɔ ɛde fi ɛsoro ba no ɛyɛ ade a wɔtɔ no krogen ɛde ba na sɛ nipa ɛfa bi ɛnum a eni nsunsanso bɔne bia ɛwɔ nipa so ɛma no nso no ɛmfa nsunsanso bɔne bi ɛmfa mmerɛ nipa wɔ bra wanom saa ɔdoma nko a nsu krogen ibi no na ɔne XTV ɛkasa yɛ ɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu say
since the environment is polluted and water runs through the environment, that is the atmosphere, before it gets to us or before we can harvest it. My interest was to find out whether these atmospheric particles have impact on the water quality as it rains. And I also observed that one of the materials that is used for rainwater harvest is actually runoff from roofs. So I also decided that since these roofing materials are made up of certain elements, metals, do they have any potential to leach these metals into the water that we harvest? My study at Ejoso was actually informed because of the harvest of rainwater. And I also realized that Ejoso, most people in Ejoso don't have access to pipe-borne water. Most of them are using boreholes and hand-dug wells. So my survey, initial survey, you realize that most of the people in Ejoso and its environs do harvest rainwater and use it for domestic purpose. So we have procedures to estimate whether these metals can pose cancer and non-cancer risk. So we look at the individual metals from the individual roofing materials, and we realize that cadmium was one of the toxic metals that we can talk about so far as the metals of targets are concerned. And we realize that cadmium in all the roofing materials could pose non-cancer risks to both children and adults. And then we also realize that the same cadmium from the asbestos can also produce a cancer risk so far as human beings that use the water for both drinking and dermal contact, because we can use it to bath. Yeah, so when you bath with it for your lifespan, or you drink it for your lifespan, then there's a higher possibility that you can have cancer. So if you are going to harvest water that you use for domestic purposes, then the recommendation is that we should use
Professor Osei Akoto enode ensem ni munchiremu aba no ochiremu dia ensuo na nkasa de se obo ade eto edifi soro de a na onnom abone bi enu na emom ye nchense yedanya yedebo yedan so ene niema hodo a eba ebegumu ema ye nnom no eno enase wan dinini ne wansiesie ne yedi a eso ewo nsunsanso bone ede ma nipa se ode bedware anase ode benom enum enchiremu ena watumi ede aba ye wie kase ye bono ewo apieti Ghana for bekaya yenhwe saa nsema professor editu dwen no eyade a ye ne Ghana fo bi atwetwe nkomo ema won so no ekire nwadwen edefa obo ade ensu a oto no so yentie se ne bi mo so ekire nwadwen efi ensupa no eho
pimpi satamani yesu ano na idimu agro udimu agro a utimi dakama oba enyimra no utimi dakama ana fe so no yesu bi ede si enuoma ede wo hye papa nom cars afi so no tatamani yesu ana omo chese Apollo yewa so ensu a adu chance so a na so timi ma Apollo no eko nti pempi ensu a etofi so na e
ensu a etofi so a good chance so a eso bi no odi sino ma
and I'm saying no more a soft water knitting. It's me poor who come amount. What did Darren so I means so and so come on. Peace, Atamani is one. Now you didn't grow.
Any Ghana for Dodo Nano, Waginchre, Edifa, or Dumanqua, Anase, or Badi Insua, in Super or To Edifice, Emma Yanumbino, and no Ensem, and also Wati Edifi Ghana for Bibrian, so Enumu, Senior, when he is Ejen, and in Noma Hodua, yet to me Edisa in Super Way, Eddie Yenina, and also Nena Anope no in Sia Cassiaba, Equegu or XTV sono, yen to me and Fanina and Famret Nevie, Obe to me a join it, now Opesa with the Cassiabuya, Facebook near XTV. XTV GH, Saranso and a YouTube XTV Ghana, TikTok XTV 391, Twitter XTV Ghana, Instagram XTV Ghana. Now we follow Jumedi. Me amidi Jumedi which yame no bidin ed Michael Ofori Atta Mwat. Minia ba Zainab Al Hassan and ono ebobo ansem no anu nyina edema Michael Ofori Atta Mwat bidin which yame. Ni ogyina camera na chi eye DJ YS any feed. Saranso na Bismarck and afi Loretta. Endi jina MCR once no dwumedi nyina no wotumi ehwe mane ekọ so executive producers no na Nadra Sapoma ene Samituga Wanda Roma ene dwumedi isi wonsre so adane de nyina no wotumi ehu mayemfa ni nyina emfensia na yenkomra na yemfa agoprama so nsem ni nyina so no emfamre ahwefo midin ede Michael Ofori Atta Mwat Mackerel.